Thank you for being here. Welcome. It's a Tuesday. Keep reminding myself there. Hey, say hi to Bill Squire. He's right over there.
Hey, creepy hugs.
Mary Santora is here, too.
What up?
Poundcake is back in Studio G.
Afternoon, white people. Hello.
As Mama calls him, Cody, sometimes.
Sometimes.
When she's mad at you, she'll call you Poundcake, right?
Yeah.
She's reverted sometime. Where will she still call you Cody Allen?
Cody Allen. Cody Allen as if, like, she doesn't know where I am. Like, Cody Allen? That's like a distress call. Poundcake is like, oh, so you want to get smart. You act like you know it all because you Poundcake. Okay, Poundcake. Hurry. Okay, Poundcake. You got one more time, Poundcake. And then Cody is just...
When she thinks you're putting on airs. Is that what it is?
Yeah, then Cody is just... This is what I've known you. This is the child that I birthed. This is just Cody. I don't know him as Poundcake. But when I get smart, it's Poundcake.
Yeah.
Or Cody Allen could also be funny. Like, Cody Allen, you knock me out.
Wow, so many colors and shapes to these reposts with you and your mom. Look at that. Mm-hmm. That's wild. It's like when Gwen and I first moved here. The first year we were here was really rough. I still work all the time, but she didn't know anybody. I dragged her to Cleveland, for Christ's sake. And we'd get into arguments, and she'd go, "Don't talk to me like one of your listeners." I go, "Ouch, yikes." And so I've continued to do that. And it's really, a couple of months away from our 10th anniversary because I talk to my wife like one of my listeners. And in that, I mean, just as I do with the listeners, I offer them unparalleled empathy. Oh. I offer them a shoulder please, excuse me, a shoulder to cry on. I offer them, I'll tell you what, Mary's the one who hates you, listener. I love you. You've provided a phenomenal life for me, as have the listeners in every other city I've ever worked. So anyway, if you'd like to join us, please do 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. If you'd like to call, if you want to text 35192. I know Rob is listening and watching live. He's one of our bureau chiefs there. I believe he's in Marshall, Michigan. And he's laid up because he's had another knee surgery. And so he's watching the show.
Bummer.
At AlanCoxShow.com. Who's helping out today? Right from the top there in the video department. Gunter Hibabi is helping out today. Meet a lot of Hibabis.
Especially Gunter Hibabis.
You meet even fewer Gunters. Right. So there's that whole thing. But we do broadcast to you live from downtown Cleveland. We had one of the iHeart Radio muckety mucks here last week. And this is one of these guys that when he comes in, everybody wears a button-down shirt. Everybody's like trying to put on a show for this guy. I don't do that because he and I go way back. He was my boss in Pittsburgh 20 years ago. And so he and I have known each other a long time. So he'll summon me. I'll poke my head in. We'll exchange pleasantries and whatnot. And we were talking about how in this company, if you've ever walked past our studios here, we have these brand new gleaming studios that we inhabit here at 668 Euclid. And the company has, in every radio market that they have updated their studios, they all pretty much look like this. But this muckety muck, this buddy of mine, pointed out that Cleveland is one of the very few markets that actually moved downtown. Most of them moved out to the sticks. Like my old group of stations that I worked for in Pittsburgh, they all moved out to like an office park. Like how we were in Independence, all these other cities have gone that way. We are one of the very, very few radio markets in this company that moved downtown to allegedly prime real estate. And I mention that because, and if you've worked now, August 16th will be the 1-year anniversary of us working down here in these new studios. So we haven't been down here yet for a full year. And those of you who have worked downtown for a long, long time probably already know this. But I've noticed in the almost 12 months that we've been working down here, the people downtown walking around, there is almost zero situational awareness. It's a very big thing with me, situational awareness. And people go, everybody's on their phone now. I'm not talking about that. That's already baked into the cake. People have been on their phones now for a long time. That's not a new development. I mean, people walking around, not looking down at their phone, have no idea what's going on around them. No situational awareness whatsoever. It's like...
Do you have an example?
I do. So I'm pulling in here to work this morning, and we pull on... our address here is on Euclid, but on the other side of this building is Prospect Avenue, and that's the entrance to our parking garage. I guess there's some VIP parking garage or something. I heard somebody, I don't know where that would be. Like
That's the one that's over here.
the Muckety Mucks. Over where?
It's underneath the food restaurant.
the food restaurant.
Oh, is
You know,
that...
have you heard of food restaurants?
Is that where the VIP parking is?
Yeah.
Like Hotchkiss and Kennedy and those guys are all parking down there.
You go, it's underground. You go like right to the left of where our building is.
Yeah, I didn't know. So how do they come in then?
Right there.
There's
on
an
Euclid.
elevator. It's the
No, no,
same.
no. How do they
Oh,
get
to the
into
building.
the... Yeah.
That I don't
That
know.
There's an
elevator?
elevator. There's an elevator. The one that's over there
On our main floor here?
on our main
by
floor.
that
Not the residential elevators.
No,
the
right.
ones that are over there
By that table
by
or
that
whatever.
table and the couches and stuff.
Wow. Anyway, that was the first I'd heard of it. I'd heard
See,
somebody...
if you had situational awareness, you would have known about that parking garage and the elevator over there.
But I'm not in the VIP parking. If I had situational awareness of the parking garage, it would be while I was in it. I wasn't even aware.
The reason they're important is because people know that they are very important, so you know where they park. I don't park there, but I know where they park.
Yeah, I didn't
Now,
know about
does it
that.
help that my sister used to live in this building? Maybe.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm pulling in to, I guess, what is the plebe parking lot on Prospect.
Mm-hmm.
And there are two women standing right in front of the entrance to the parking garage, standing there. And one of them is holding the other one's hand. And the one woman is openly weeping, sobbing. It's as though the other woman, I don't know if she's consoling the other woman, if the other woman's consoling her, I don't know. But they're standing. If they had been walking down the sidewalk, this is where they chose to stop. In front of the, and it's not like there's other cars behind me. I'm the only one waiting to pull in here. And so I pull up and I figure when they see me, they'll step to the side. Nope. So they continue. So I go, now I got a decision to make. How long am I going to sit here before I lay on my horn? I'm not a horn guy in my car because I find that if you use it judiciously, it's much more effective. And when I do use my horn, boy, I put my shoulder into it to make up for lost time.
What
right?
if
Some people are all over their horn, man. Somebody does something they just the most minor infraction. Somebody's out there laying on their horn. People, it's like their go-to, right? I guess people who are unarmed just go for their horn. Everybody else, they'll stick their pistol out the window and wave it at you. But so here, I'm like, well, how long am I going to wait? You got stuff to do. And so it was either they had no clue I was sitting there or they didn't care. And I don't know which of those is better, but they had no awareness whatsoever. So I sat there and I finally hit my horn. They're standing, first of all, they know they're standing in front of an on-ramp to a parking garage. Even if there's no car there,
Maybe
they
that's
know
where their
that's where they're
child died,
standing.
and that's why they're
that's what I
crying
was just
there.
going to say. You don't know. They could have really just lost a loved one. They could have lost a kid or her husband or something
No
like that.
one was holding a teddy bear. There was no
Not-
flower
not
cross
like
there.
Bill said.
There, what?
Not there. I'm saying
Well, then why
in
were they?
general.
Then what's the point? Why were they standing there?
Because she just got the text message and it stopped her in her tracks, or the phone call, and she physically couldn't move. She was in shock.
Well, one of them had a T-shirt on that said "The bitch is back," so I guess
That doesn't mean someone can't die.
got
somebody could
divorced.
die. But what?
She probably got divorced or something.
Maybe.
But also that Alien 3 promotional material is just legendary. So that's pretty cool that she has that.
I probably.
I
wouldn't-
honked.
I wouldn't.
And they
honk.
stepped to the, and it wasn't like they went, oh, it wasn't like I startled them. They kind of turned as though I was putting them out.
Which means they were probably
And
doing something
moved-
serious.
Well, do it 2 feet over. Like, you two aren't at work. You got nowhere to be. You got your bitch's back T-shirt. I'm trying to get to work. I'm not trying to be disrespectful of whatever situations going
You are
on.
not an empathetic person at all.
No,
we
I'm
know
with
that.
Alan
No,
on
listen.
this. That would annoy me.
Situational
He's trying
awareness,
to
man.
find the words to
God.
describe these girls without being
I
disrespectful.
know what he's
No,
doing.
I said
Honk, honk, move, bitch!
no. She's got the
Are
shirt.
you sad?
She's got the shirt that says "bitch" on it. I don't call people that. She's called herself that. Move 2 feet over and continue whatever your funeral dirge is. I got to get in here. I shouldn't have to honk. I didn't want to honk. I'm like, ladies. Because if anyone else paying attention to what's going on around them would notice, oh, there's a car here. Let's scoot over here. It's all I wanted. And I had to give them a little honk. And then they moved over. And then they started walking down the sidewalk like they were just continuing on their way. So of all the places to stop, that's where they stopped. And I was like, that doesn't make me unempathetic. I mean, I am.
I mean,
I
it
don't care.
does.
Right. Well, it's
You
not how
see
I
a
was.
person crying in public and you're like, get out of my way.
No.
no.
But what am I
Yeah.
going to do? No. Everybody's crying in downtown Cleveland, all
That's
right?
not
If
true.
you find yourself walking around downtown Cleveland at 8:45 in the morning with nowhere to be, you're fully within your rights to be sobbing. I don't know, but she was holding the woman's hands. I'm like, all right, clearly something is going on here. Whatever.
You
Move
could
it
have
over.
rolled down your window and said, can I help you ladies? Is everything okay?
But I
No.
can't.
No.
Why would I? I'm not
I would
looking.
do that. That's what I would do.
Oh,
I would have rolled
stop.
down my
No,
window
you
and said,
wouldn't.
Yes, I would. I would
Why?
have said, is
Why?
everything okay?
Why do that?
Because maybe
Mary
they
likes to
need
get
someone to
involved.
call 911 or something. Or that'll give
Really?
them like the, hey,
Really?
I didn't realize I was standing right here. Oh, yeah, we're fine. I'm sorry.
Which
Let's get out of
brings
your
me
way.
back to my point. Zero situational awareness. You're
saying if
making my
someone-
case for me.
No, I'm not. Because if someone is clearly crying and upset.
One of them was crying.
Yes, and crying and upset to the point where her friend is consoling her and holding her hands. That's like,
No.
how are you going to have such situational awareness then? There's something
You
consuming
know
her to the
where
point
you're
where.
standing.
But she might not. If she
Listen,
got a phone call that says
listen,
your kid just died.
Everybody's got problems. You better be
Oh my
running
God,
down the street.
Everyone's got problems. I got to get to work. Move your sad, childless ass out of my way.
Boy, you guys have created this scenario that now apparently is what happened.
you
She
don't
lost
know
a
what
child.
happened.
Well, I'm pretty sure she
That's
didn't
the
lose a
whole point,
child.
But you have no idea.
Wouldn't you be running down the sidewalk to
Not
get a
if you're in
cab or an
shock.
Uber? Oh, stop.
Not oh stop. That's what you say
In
when
shock.
you are caught. Oh stop. Give me a
Caught?
break.
What am I caught in?
That this
get
lady
out,
is
get
now-
out of the way.
A parental orphan.
Jesus. Get out of the way. It's all I'm saying, but I didn't say that to them. I could have
No, you
rolled
honked.
Yes, I could have. This is the politest thing I could have done. I could have rolled down my
you
window and go,
could've
hey!
You could have rolled in the and said, excuse me, and then that's all that they would have needed.
I sat there. I sat there for a good 45 seconds before I honked. That's a long
That's a long
time
time.
for two people to not know there's a car there. Like my front tire was practically on her heel. And they're like, oh, what? Anywho, people walking around downtown. And listen, guess what?
There's no crying in Cleveland.
If that woman, there's nothing but crying in Cleveland.
We need no
If that
crying.
woman did in fact lose a child,
Call and Alan
send
will
an
pay for the
email to
funeral.
mary@alancoxshow.com and she'll take care of the whole thing. She'll call 911 for you. She'll do the whole thing.
I'll do it all.
Right. All right. Well, it's very nice of you.
I've also been reading
I'm just trying to get to work.
I've been reading too many murder books, so I'm suspicious of everybody.
You think
I
all that's
finished-
happening is murdered children?
That's it. I've read
And they're
3
all-
in the last week and a half, and I'm like, I gotta take a break from these books.
Yeah. Why is that the only kind of book you're reading, by the way?
'Cause I like it.
Murdered children.
It's not murdered children. Sometimes they murder their husbands or
Miss
the,
Empathetic
It's
over
all
there.
murder.
the wives. The wives get locked away in dungeons.
There's a study.
Hey, I'm
about
really
that.
housing these. Do you have a new murdered kid book I can tuck into?
There's a study.
Only one was about murdered kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a study about how if you use murder to relax, it is definitely you